I'm going to break down step by step the different strategies that I use to make 6 figures a year day trading. Let's get into it. My name's Matt and I'm a full-time futures day trader. In case you didn't know, we live stream here on this YouTube channel every single morning, Monday through Friday at 8:20 Central. The strategies that I use include Cumulative Delta, volume profile, and different scalping techniques. So we're going to break it down step by step, category by category, and then put it all together to show you the true strategy that I'm using every morning. I do want to start off by saying that there is a little bit of prior experience needed to understand all of the concepts of this video. You should understand what support and resistance are prior to watching this. If you don't know what that is, definitely go watch a YouTube video on what support and resistance is. It's a very simple concept, but you want to know what support and resistance are, and you should know how to generally work the platform that you're using. We're using Tradeify, so it's going to look a little different depending on what platforms you're using, but it is important to know how to actually buy and sell on each platform so that you can understand these different strategies that we're about to dive into in detail. First off, let's get into Cumulative Delta. Cumulative Delta is one of the most commonly asked things I get on stream. What is it? What do I use it for? Does it help at all? Well, it's actually like my secret sauce. It's the thing that helps me the most on my chart because it's allowing me to see past the physical chart and actually see what's going on in the market. It's called an internal. So Cumulative Delta is actually the measure of change between buyers and sellers. So a lot of times on stream, I'll say buyers are in control or sellers are in control. What I'm actually referencing there is Cumulative Delta. When I say sellers are in control, I'm looking at Cumulative Delta and seeing that it is going down, that there are a lot of red bars, and that to me is showing that sellers are in control. On the flip side, if Cumulative Delta is going up and there's green bars along with it, to me that is showing that buyers are in control, right? Cumulative Delta is not going to dictate the entire day per se, but it's going to help you figure out kind of the general moves that you should be going with. So let's take a look at the chart and what we're actually looking for with Cumulative Delta. One is divergence. This means that I want to see if the price is going up. I want to see if Delta is going down or going up. If price is going up and Delta is going up with it, that is a strong trend. Similarly, if price is going down and Delta is going down, that would also be considered a strong trend. Now, every now and then you'll see Cumulative Delta going up while price is going down, right? Or you see price going up with Cumulative Delta not really making a new high and not going down. That is a sign of a weak move and one that we might want to take against. So up here, we can see this nice little double top at 11,690-ish. And you can see Cumulative Delta made a nice move with it, right? So Cumulative Delta went up as price was going up. We went down, Cumulative Delta went down, and we went back up, and Cumulative Delta never got back up to where it was originally, which kind of brings in this second idea of things we're looking for. So 1, divergences. 2, we want to see if new highs and new lows are being made with price and with Cumulative Delta. So if the trend is strong and Cumulative Delta is following it, is the new high that's being made, is it going to be at or around the same area? If it is, that's a sign of strength. If it is not, it is a sign of weakness and shows that we might pull back. So that example right here, we see price push up back to the previous high. We see our Delta high here, this little peak. We see price push down with it right here. Price pushes up, but Delta never moves back up, right? So that's a sign that we might want to consider taking shorts. And then here you see we started making the move. Sellers really came through. And now we can actually take another look at Delta and really dissect what's going on. So we see this nice move to the downside, right? In fact, the lows are where the previous lows were before the move to the upside. So here and here, right here, right here. On Delta, we can see that the lows, the previous lows, had a Delta price of about, or Delta count, we'll just use the count for right now, of 1,360, right? On the same low right here, Delta was actually down at 959. I'm just reading these numbers on the right just so we can get a grasp of where we're at. So Delta made a new low when price was at the same level before. What that shows to me is that the trend is now sellers being in control because we see strength on the sell side, right? We see that because there are more sellers than buyers, that at this exact same level, there are more sellers than buyers than there were buyers previously, right? This to me is showing that we might make moves to the downside in the future. The second thing is that as we were going up here, you can see the divergence, right? So Delta is going down, 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 and price just kind of keeps floating up without a whole lot of real buyers coming in. And when I say that, I mean here we did have price action moving to the upside, right? In fact, it made the same high as here. But when we look at Delta, we can see that the high here is much lower than the high was here, showing that sellers are still in control. So while it might look bullish, like price is going to go up because it's bouncing off our standard deviation, it's moving up, we can see that there was no real buying going on. Again, cumulative delta is measuring the change of market participants. So it's got to be people that are market buying or market selling, not limit orders, only market participants, which is what makes it an aggressive indicator. If people are market smashing the sell side or market smashing the buy side, that's when you get these big red bars, right? Or big green bars. So here we had a lot of people market smashing short, and that has to trigger something in your head that says, if a lot of people are market smashing the short side, and it's after a decent sell-off, maybe we'll continue down. And here you can see just Delta just decreasing, with no real sign of buyers coming in. So no real reason for us to buy this, right? We haven't seen anything on this entire move to the downside, except for maybe right here, where we had a previous high and the current high without Delta being higher than the previous high, right? So this is showing us, let's say right here, for instance, these two peaks, right? We have the same price across the board here. Delta is basically pinned at the same level. No real buyers coming in here to make the move up. You have to have market buyers in order to make the price go up. No real market buyers here. So because of that, we sold off again, right? Now, if we saw a huge spike in Delta, maybe up to here, minus 2,300 or something, while we were still at these previous highs, that's a great sign that the market might reverse and that we might be able to catch a long. So this is how I use the Delta on the range bar. It's very scalpy, but I'm looking to see, are the trends the same? Or is Delta going up while price is going up? If so, trend is strong. Is Delta making new highs while price makes new highs? If so, strong. And I'm also looking to see, is Delta going up while price is going down, right? That divergence. Or is Delta going down while price is going up? That shows signs of weakness, right? Or is, if I made a previous high and now I'm at that same high that I just was at, is Delta lower than it was? If so, that's a sign of weakness, and I'm looking to fade that. So that's cumulative delta in a nutshell. It can be applied to pretty much anything. I like it in the 5 minute and the 22 range personally. That's where I use it the most since we're talking about the way that I scalp. But this is the 22 range. It is super, super powerful. It allows you to really see inside the market and really see where people are actively buying and selling. On the 5 minute, same situation here. Let's zoom in on the 5 minute chart today. You can see we had decent buyers all morning. Market opened right here. We get some decent, strong buying as well on Delta. And then right around here, we see, oh, Delta's really moving farther down than it was on the price level. So price shows us right here, right? And at that same price level, Delta's significantly below it, which shows sellers are kind of in control right now. And then we see, wow, these overnight lows right here, right around here, Delta breaks those overnight lows where it was previously, right? So right on price here, all of this area, you can see our overnight lows, Delta was around 8,000. We broke that up here when price was 100 points higher. And that was a sign that, you know, the overnight lows are probably going to get taken out, and boy, did they get taken out, and we sold off real strong all day. So cumulative delta shows you strength in buyers and strength in sellers. Super important. Definitely throw it up on your chart. Start playing around with it. Notice the trends that you see with it, whether it be the higher highs, higher lows. Pair it up with price. See if there's any divergences. And I can almost guarantee you, not quite a full guarantee, that your trading is going to be drastically changed. So that's cumulative delta. Let's go ahead and look at volume profile and how we use it in trading. And I think this will also really help, hopefully. And then when we pair the two together, it is a scalper's paradise. So if you're enjoying the video so far, press that thumbs up button down below. Let's keep on going. So volume profile is super important and a big deal in my opinion. Volume profile is basically showing us at what price levels are the most volume being conducted. I kind of look at two different things with volume profile. One, I look at the regular trading hours. So that would be from 8:30 Central when the market opens to 3 o'clock Central. So the normal regular trading session. And I also look at the overnight, so 5 p.m. Central through 3 o'clock. The overnight volume for me is over here on the right side. So this shows us where volume is being conducted from the overnight session and the current session. Now, the volume bar is the indicator here that I have. So yellow is the point of control where the most volume has been conducted all day. Green is value area high, red is value area low. This is just showing me since from 8:30 Central. Now, why do I care about these two things? Very simple. Number one, the overnight, so the volume profile on the right, is showing me potential targets for my trades. So it's showing me support and resistance. It's showing me where a price could potentially move quickly, where price could bounce, where price could have that magnet effect and get pulled up into it. And on the flip side, my regular trading hours volume profile is showing me where all of the volume is being conducted right now. Now, this is important, right? For instance, on the Nasdaq right now, we see that our point of control is down here on the bottom. So we had this was the open of the day. We pumped up pretty nicely. Volume was up here for a while, and then we sold off super strong. Just now, the volume or the point of control flipped down here. It flipped down because that means that the most contracts are getting conducted at 11,400 on the Nasdaq right now. Previously, the most contracts were being conducted at 11,660. Now it's at 11,400. We have to ask ourselves why. Why, when the Nasdaq is down 2.5%, is all of the volume being conducted to the downside, right? Why is all the volume being conducted at the bottom of the range? It could be because people are getting out of their shorts, right? They rode it 2.5% to the downside. Now they're flipping long. They're getting out of their shorts. Volume is being conducted because people are exiting their shorts and getting long. We call this on the stream a point of control flip. So the point of control, again, this yellow line, flipped from the top to the bottom. After a very large move to the downside like this, almost 300 points or whatever, it shows kind of where people are starting to think and where people are starting to conduct. It's not always going to be a telltale sign, but if volume was up here at the top and now it's down at the bottom on a large move or vice versa, it's typically because people are trying to do the opposite trade now, right? They feel it's extended to the downside. Let's get long and ride it back up. Something like that. So that's how I use volume profile. I also use it for value area rotation. So on some days when we're not super trendy like we were today, you'll see that we kind of bounce between the red and the green. You will need to throw this on your chart and experience that for yourself so you can know what to look for. Unfortunately, you kind of need to watch it the entire day in order to do that. But just watch and see how we bounce between the yellow, between the green and the red. Additionally, you can notice like here on the overnight session, we bounced from the red of the previous day. So value area low, we bounced up to value area high. So we call this a value area rotation from red to green or green to red. Again, throw it up on your chart, take notes of it, see how it conducts. But I think the big thing for right here, right now, is the point of control flip and just watching to see what happens when we make the flip. Where we're at in price, how far down we are on the day, how far up we are when price flips. Does it make sense that we could be clearing out longs or shorts right now for a reversal move? Now, additionally, I scalp using the overnight volume, right? So overnight through current volume is huge for me on scalping. Let's go to the current bar. So what I'm looking for and what I'm seeing on these 22 range bars is I'm looking over here on the right side to see where volume has the long jut out. So for instance, right here at 11,400, I know this is the point of control because we were just looking at the exact same chart, but you can see that there is a long bar. This is showing volume at this price level. Same thing at 11,415. So if I am long bias right now, one option for me on a scalping method, and if Cumulative Delta agrees with it, right, which it does, Cumulative Delta is showing buyers are in control. We are making nice long moves right now. Maybe I buy 400 and sell 415. So This is pretty cool because this is showing you the natural place that people want to conduct orders, which is why we talked about the magnet earlier. So this magnet idea is that price is drawn to these levels, and anywhere there's not that many bars, price moves quickly. So for instance, price will move quickly if we crack 400, it'll move quickly down to 11,370. But if we're long bias and we believe that this will hold, it will move quickly to 415 as well. So this is giving us targets to look for in our trades, right? And here you can see, I'm pretty sure we just bounced it. So this is giving us targets and things to look for. For instance, as well, if we crack above 415, maybe we make a breakout above 415, we come back down to test it. That's where we get long if cumulative delta is suggesting that we're going to keep going up as well. And then we ride it up into 11,450. This is like the core of my scalping, is using volume profile for entries, seeing where the contracts are being conducted, where people want to execute their trades, and using it as magnets, right? I love the breakout above volume, come back down to test it if we're long bias, and then ride it up. That's amazing to me. If we're short bias, I love the breakdown below volume, come back up and test it, and then ride it down short. I don't like playing the breakout trades through volume, but I love playing the comeback test and then ride it down because it's just a great short ad. So here you can see buyers are owning on the cumulative delta. They're making new highs as we're making new short-term highs. They're doing great. We ripped up from 400. We're up at 415. Let's see if we come back down, test it, and ride it up. So that would be the trade idea here. Again, paired with cumulative delta, super important. So the last big thing to look for in my trading styles is where are we at on the bands, right? So this is VWAP. Our yellow line is VWAP. We have -1, +1 on the standard deviations, -2, +2 on the standard deviations. If you're looking for these VWAP bands, go to indicators, explore community indicators, type in NOM, and it's the NOM VWAP bands. You just click install and you're done. Now, if we are below the yellow line, so below VWAP, if we are at -2, I'm looking for longs. Obviously, sometimes that's not going to play out perfectly, but when you look for longs and you pair it with volume, you're in a good spot, as well as pairing it with cumulative delta so that you don't get into an aggressive entry too early. Same thing on the top side. If we are above VWAP, looking for shorts, especially as we get near -2 or +2, +2 or +3 area. So the farther that we get away from VWAP, we're looking for more mean reversion style trades, both ways. So I look to see kind of where we're at on the VWAP bands and then how cumulative delta is looking. So right now, if we were looking right around here, I can see we're below VWAP, right? Significantly below VWAP down at -2. I can see cumulative delta increasing pretty nicely here. We're making new highs, as you can see, making new highs on this move that was basically paired off dead even. So cumulative delta is showing us to start getting long, and then it just really starts to increase dramatically. And then I pair that with our volume profile. So that's kind of the three pieces of the puzzle. Our bands to show, hey, we should probably be looking long bias. Cumulative delta to show, hey, buyers are actually wanting this to go up right now. It's not just like a fake out. They're wanting it to go up. They're showing strength. Ride with it. And then when we're looking for a specific entry, we look at our volume over here. So I hope this video is super helpful. Make sure you press that subscribe button if you enjoyed it. Make sure you press that thumbs up button if it helped you at all, if you learned something new about cumulative delta or about volume profile scalping using volume as targets. Again, I hope it helped. Leave a comment down below if you're trying out this strategy, or if you like this strategy, if you hate the strategy, let me know in the comments down below. And I look forward to reading those and seeing you live on stream every morning, Monday through Friday at 8:20 Central. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Peace.